I was really scared. I was really scared. I didn't feel like maybe I didn't know if I'd be a good enough mum for her. And I also blamed myself for a long time.
I actually sort of do remember it.
Yeah. You right? Do you want me to hold your hand? I did an x-ray today, which was awesome, but they're not sure. They're going to do another close-up one next time we come up. There might be some teeth missing, like her adult teeth. Hello guys, good morning. Today is a big day. I'm feeling a little bit anxious actually. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to tell a little bit of a backstory about Mila and her cleft because I feel like this is something that I'm very open about, but as time goes on, I kind of forget that there's always new people that are coming on and that are watching our videos that haven't always been here. So I thought today with having her cleft appointment, what better time than to go back and kind of open up and share a bit more about our journey and our story. So I'm sure there's some of you that probably don't even know that Mila has a cleft lip, because I do get people messaging me on Instagram being like, oh my gosh, did Mila have a cleft lip? Quite often, or other mums who have stumbled across me and their brothers had one, or they've just found out that they're pregnant and their little bubby's gonna have a cleft. So, sorry, I cannot get this straight. There we go. So basically, flashback to 21-year-old Kurt and Keiara. We were 21 years old when we fell pregnant with Mila. We were 22 years old when we had her. The most exciting time of our life. And scary. We were so excited and very nervous. I feel like we always kind of wanted to be young parents. And Kurt's parents had difficulties having children. So it was something that, you know, we were quite settled in our home. We'd been together for years already. So it felt like for us the right time to start, you know, trying and just see what happens, because Kurt's parents did try for 7 years, and what their problem was, it was hereditary. So there was chances that Kurt could really struggle to conceive. So yeah, we decided to start trying. And 8 months later, I found out that I was pregnant with Mila. I feel like I really did not believe it at the start. I took 4 pregnancy tests and they were all like blazing positive. But right from the very start, actually, I had implantation bleeding. So my pregnancy with her was definitely not smooth sailing. I'm not going to say it's not normal, because I know a lot of people have bleeding in their pregnancies. I had bleeding in every one of my pregnancies, but it wasn't smooth sailing. So after I found I was pregnant and everything was looking all good, we met up with our obstetrician, everything was going great. And then at 16 weeks pregnant, I was walking around working and I could feel something happening down there. I ran to the bathroom and there was blood. So I was just hysterical. I remember just thinking like, oh my gosh, I've had a late miscarriage. My brain just like straight away went to like the worst case scenario. Anyways, Kurt left work. He was plumbing at the time. I was working at an optometrist. He left work, drove over, picked me up, and we went straight to the hospital. They found the heartbeat and Mila was totally fine, thank goodness. So then every time I would kind of go to work, and I would be on my feet all day, because I was on my feet all day working, I would have a bleed. So from 16 weeks pregnant, she'd kind of tell me to go on bed rest, and then like after a couple of days, I'd go give it a go again, and then I would just start bleeding. So it got to the point where she was like, let's do your 20-week scan, and until that point, and we can figure out the source of the bleeding, let's just go on bed rest. So from 16 weeks, I had started complete bed rest. The only time I could get up was to go to the toilet or to go and get food. So anyways, waited for those 4 weeks, and at the 20-week ultrasound, they found the cause of the bleeding. I had a massive blood clot. So it was 4 centimeters, which a baby at 20 weeks is only like, I don't know how big. It was big in comparison to the size of her. So what was happening was, as I was walking around, it was basically tearing away, and what they were worried about is if I lost the blood clot, that I would then miscarry and she would follow through, because the blood clot was so large. So that was kind of the start of the appointment, and from that point onwards in my pregnancy, I was put on complete bed rest, which was really hard for me because I feel like I've always been quite an active person. I've really loved walking all through like school years growing up. I danced. I've always liked going to the gym. I've just really enjoyed exercising. I think it's always been something that has really helped me with my mental health as well. That was not the best news, but then they also kept focusing on her face, and then they got me to go empty my bladder, come back, and I could just tell there was something that was going on. Anyways, she called in her boss to come and have a look, and the boss comes in and they put the ultrasound on her face again and is really focusing on it, and she turns to me and she said, have you ever heard of a cleft lip before? And I was like, no, like I've never even heard of what, at that point in time, I'd never even heard of what a cleft lip was. I had no idea what it meant. And she went on to explain to me that it's just a sporadic thing that can occur. She first asked if we had any family history, and I said no, because it can be hereditary and it also can be sporadic. But basically, when a baby is forming, it forms its face in 4 parts. So it's 2 bits up here and 2 bits down here, and they all join together. And it was just that last little bit did not completely fuse. So not only did they tell us that our baby had a cleft lip, but with having a cleft lip, there was a 1 in 3 chance that she would either be Down syndrome or have a missing chromosome. So we got our blood test done. We had to wait 4 weeks to get the results back at that point in time. And then we did find out that it was literally just her cleft that was affected. But from 20 weeks onwards, especially with having bed rest, I feel like my whole mission was just to try to figure out as much as I could about clefts. I researched all about feeding bubbies with a cleft lip. They also didn't know the severity because cleft lips can come in all different shapes and sizes. So they thought that it might just be her lip. They didn't know if it went all the way to her nose, whether her whole palate was affected, whether it's her gum notch too. They just kind of said, we can definitely see there's a cleft, but we don't know how affected it is. I've actually got the cutest photo of her on ultrasound. I need to try to find it one day. And she's like smiling and you can see her cleft. It's the cutest picture, and she's smiling in it. Basically, being a first-time mum, I was terrified. I was already so worried about just being a mum for the first time and navigating through motherhood, but then thrown on top of that, having a baby with a cleft lip that was going to need to go in from a very young age to have surgery, and the difficulties I had read online about feeding a bubby with a cleft, I was really scared. I was really, really scared. I didn't feel like maybe I could cope with it all. I didn't know if I would be a good enough mum. I'm gonna get emotional. I didn't know if I'd be a good enough mum for her. And I also blamed myself for a long time. I really did. I blamed myself and thought that it was something wrong that I did to make her have her cleft. Anyways, Mila was born, she came early, and as soon as I saw her, I was just like, oh my God, like this is love. Like I just fell in love with her from the second I saw her, and all of my worries really did go away to a point. Trying to learn to feed a baby with a cleft lip was really difficult. We spent a lot of time in the hospital at the start. And yeah, she couldn't breastfeed, so I would be pumping and Kurt would be bottle feeding her, and she was awake because she was so windy from having her cleft. Obviously she couldn't actually seal it, that she would have the worst trapped wind and we would be up all night. I remember just like I was stoked if from 7 o'clock in the night to 7 in the morning I managed to get 2 or 3 hours sleep. I was like, sweet. Most nights I feel like I just did not even really sleep. Then 12 weeks came around and I feel like I was just getting in the swing of things. Her wind wasn't as bad. I figured out little things that really helped her with the wind. Like straight after feeding her, I'd put her in the baby carrier and like, you know, she would get her wind up. There was all these little tips and tricks that I kind of figured out, which was really cool. I feel like we were really getting into the swing of things. Then we had to put her in for her surgery at 12 weeks. And we had to fast her. Fasting a 12-week-old, I remember I just felt so bad. So initially I think it was either 3 or 5 hours they told us we need to fast her for. It ended up being 8 hours and I was just bawling. Like Kurt and I were just passing her between us both and she was just hysterical because she was so hungry and all she wanted was food. Went in for a surgery and I just cried the whole time. I just cried the whole time because I was just so worried about her. Because you don't know how they're going to go like the first time under anesthetic. You don't know how they're going to be when they wake up. Not only that, but trying to adapt to imagining my baby that I had spent 12 weeks with to wake up and look completely different. It was a really hard thing for me to have my head around. Like imagine just waking up one day and then your baby just not like looking the same anymore. It was really weird, guys. Anyway, I'm just being completely vulnerable when I'm talking right now. Yeah, she came out and she was in so much pain. There was blood everywhere. Trying to feed her was really difficult. It was really hard. Like those first few weeks after operation were the hardest of my life. I remember I just slept like in her cot with her every night. Kurt was still at this time getting up and going to work 6 days a week. And yeah, another thing I didn't even talk about, but at 20 weeks when I had to stop working, just the financial stress as well, you know, all we could afford to buy was literally mince, rice and potato. And I remember us really struggling financially at that point in our life too. Anyways, guys, that's been her first and only surgery she has had so far. I'm feeling a little bit anxious about going up there today because it's a really bittersweet place for me. I love going up there and learning more about Mila. I love going up there and figuring out what her next steps are and all of that. But also when I walk into that hospital, I do feel so many different emotions because that has been where some of the hardest and most vulnerable times of my life have been at. So her cleft, what has been affected is basically her lip was all the way to her nose and also where her teeth are, so on her gum notch here. So she is needing to have another surgery between 8 and 10 most probably, which I'm dreading, but also know that it is something that needs to happen. And this is as well why clefts is something that I'm so passionate to talk about, because I had no knowledge about it. I feel like there's not much awareness around it. I've kind of just been on a journey of like, this is why I started my very first YouTube video, because I was just hoping, you know, if one day that a mum can stumble across my video and feel like she's not alone or hear my story of what I went through, then like I'm happy. But that is where we're going today, guys. That's kind of a bit of a backstory for those who don't know. I'm really excited to see what the next steps are going to be for Mila, but she has still got a bit of a journey to go. There's quite a few things. I think they're going to have to widen out her jaw, but we'll find out more today. So she will need a plate at some point in time, and then yeah, another surgery. So there's going to be all different ways of doing it. I'm sure I'm going to talk to him about like different options as well today, because I'd really love to know, you know, the different ways of being able to do things. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go head downstairs and get ready to go. How you going, big girl? No, I'm staying right here. I'm going to stay right here. Yeah, the whole time. The whole time.
And then we can count your teeth and see how many you've got. How does that sound?
Yeah, that'll be all done.
All done?
Yeah.
No,
Do you remember, Mila, where's your cleft? Right there.
Yesterday it was called like a pirate day. We had everyone going, Should we go for a little ride in the chair? Alright, look at this. You ready? Look, the mirror. Here's the mirror. Let's have a little look. I reckon we should go for a ride. Do you think we go for a little ride in the chair? Ready? So, we go.
Talking keys to last year.
Should we take you back a little bit so it goes back like a bed? You ready? And you look up gorgeous. Alright, let's relaxing. Can we look out? Beautiful.
Good girl, Mila.
Are you excited for today? How are you feeling?
Nervous.
Bit nervous? It's alright. He's so nice. He's the nicest man ever.
That's why I bought my blankie, because I was feeling a bit nervous.
Yeah.
I've had these since I was 0.
You have.
I got a sticker last time when I saw him.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you know one time he's given you a Barbie doll? Yeah. Can you guys open the door? Linky's coming today. You coming, Link?
I remember that my footy match one.
Oh. Turn your head to the side.
What?
You got something hanging off your chin. He's excited. Yeah. You ready for a good day?
Yeah, but how do we do that? Gonna go and get something to eat, and then we're gonna go to the dress place you were talking
Yeah. Gonna go see the
about.
people with the dresses.
And then maybe if it's sunny, we're gonna go to the water park. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we didn't bring our swimmers.
Yeah, we did. We brought him. But first, coffee.
Coffee, coffee.
Coffee, coffee. Dad's got the goods. Thank you.
Did he go to the toilet, hey?
What's that spell at the bottom there?
Which one?
That one. At the
Nothing over $20.
bottom. Nothing costs $20.
Reputation for ourselves at age 18. We had the devil on our shoulders till
Well, guys, that was a bit of a drive, but we're here. We're going to go over behind us to this lovely cafe. I actually don't know, I've never been there before. But we're going to go get some food at a cafe and go to the toilet. I'm busting, and then we're going to go and see some supplies for Mila'S Rose while we're up here too. Just a quick little pop in, say hello, and then time to go to the hospital. How was the drive? Good? It's kind of long, huh?
I'm gonna go to the dentist sooner. We're gonna go here and then to the dress place, and then I'm gonna go to the dentist.
Yeah. And then we can go out for lunch. Kitchen shut.
Oh.
Due to loss of power.
Oh. Okay. What have you got?
Yeah. Crystal tuna strawberry milkshake.
I got a cream cheese bagel. What have you got? That is huge.
That is so good.
I got a green smoothie. Something it's got mango in it. One taste?
I hope it's not yuck.
Do you like it? It's good, hey? Taste the mango?
Yeah.
Well, that was a good productive meeting. We've had the meeting. We've also got some clothes we're just got to go pick up. And then off to the hospital. Off we go! You might see your book there, babe.
Turn left onto Vulture Street.
Do you know last time we went there, we donated 50 books, didn't we, babe, to the hospital? 50 of your books. See if we can find one. That can be our job when we're there. You can both have a look out and see if we can find our I Am Special book. Sound good? Yeah? Open your window. Alright guys, we're here. Mila was feeling nervous, so we just watched the video from last year. And she's like, I'm excited now. You ready, Mila? You excited now? Excited? Do you remember this place?
I actually sort of do remember it.
Yeah.
But Lincoln probably doesn't because he was a baby. Can I press 6?
Come on, Link.
We come up.
There you go, Mila.
Next time you're up, we can try it.
Yeah.
Do that there.
And when's your birthday? Do you know when your birthday is?
September.
Yep, September the what?
5th.
First, good girl.
Oh, military.
Oh, they're cool ones, Mila, today. You okay? Yeah, good girl.
It's older.
I can't believe how much you've grown up.
You right? Do you want me to hold your hand?
We're going to use this to have a look at your teeth. Alright, lights on, let's have a look. Let's switch. I know you love yellow, but we're going to go to a white light. Alright, you open nice and big for me. You show me your teeth. Oh, good girl. And then close your teeth together. Right, yep. Good girl. And then open really wide. Good girl. Let's count how many teeth you've got, hey? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And guess what? Those front ones are getting loose.
Ooh, there you go,
They're
Mila.
getting loose. So they're going to be the first ones that fall out. They usually are. So can you see that? They're just starting to get a little bit wobbly. How exciting. All right, let's count the top ones. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, open up just a little bit, stay like that. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beautiful, and your brushing is so nice. Well done. Oh. Let's put a little bit of air in it too. This tickles. Remember the air? Yeah, show me what you do.
Oh, that's fast.
That's it. And try and do, when you do the outside, a little circle so you brush your gums as well. That's it, perfect. So who's the boss of the house? You? The second boss?
Lincoln, you reckon?
Or mum? Dad's down the bottom. Let's talk about your teeth. So, the two bottom ones are loose.
Yes.
Okay? It
Okay.
all happens around 6.
Yep.
So, if you feel them, they've just got a little bit of movement, which is perfect for her time, for her age. At the same time, you're also going to get a 6-year-old molars are going to come into the back.
Okay.
Alright, so it's an adult molar. We generally have 3 adult molars. The first one around 6, second one around 12, and the wisdom tooth can be any time from 15 to 16 if we've got them. But yeah, so she's developing nice.
Yeah.
We know she's got that
Yes.
bite, okay, which is something that they'll address when she's a bit older. But what we'd like to do today is we were hoping to get an x-ray, and that's going to show us all the adult teeth we've got underneath.
Yep.
Alright, so we'll do that. I'll show that to the orthodontist anyway. Unfortunately he's not here today, but at this stage it's too early to do any orthodontic work anyway, but he'll still have a look at the x-ray and work out, okay, we've got all the teeth we need. It's working out when the first stage of treatment orthodontically.
Cool.
Alright,
Sweet.
well done.
Well done, baby girl.
Perfect.
He is
How
so
are your
well.
teeth? Can I have a quick look? Just go big. Can I look? How many do you think you've got? Let's have a look. So you open big, count them really quick. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 on the bottom. How many do you think you got on the top? Do you think we got 10 on the top? Yeah? Let's have a look. Open. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 10 on the top as well. And give me a big smile and go, yeah, aren't you awesome? What's your favourite colour? I want to get you a new toothbrush to take home. Blue. Let's see if we find a blue one. Alright, you've got nice looking teeth, don't you?
And you're going to be forcing his ball, I feel.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, it's just...
She's just missing one tooth at the top.
Yeah.
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 Beautiful.
The X-ray may show whether we're missing any
Adult teeth. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. What we're going to do, we'd love to take a little photo of your teeth. It's what we call an X-ray. All right? And you can probably have one person in the room with you. Who do you want, Mum or Dad? Daddy.
Sure.
Oh, sorry, you okay?
You and Daddy this time. Sounds good, babe.
All right. And oh, do you have earrings in? You do, don't you? Are they easy to take out?
They've only been in for like 4 or 5 weeks, so they're not supposed to.
Let's leave them in then.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's aim to see you around 6 months. Yep. I'll show the orthodontist tomorrow the X-ray. Yep. We'll have a good look, and then yeah, what we'll be doing over the next couple of years is planning when the right time is to start doing orthodontic.
Cool.
Yeah. It's a bit hard to see right in the front area, so we may take an X-ray when we come back in 6 months just to zoom in this area.
Yeah.
You can definitely see the front tooth there. Looks like a side tooth on this side. A bit hard to make out this other side.
Okay.
Just go behind the window,
How
hey?
did you go, Mila?
Good.
Good.
It was a bit scary.
I think you've got most of them.
I had to get an X-ray, and it was scary.
So well, babe.
Lights went out.
Yeah, they did an X-ray today, which was awesome, but they're not sure. They're going to do another close-up one next time we come up in 6 months. We have to come back up. See the orthodontist? Yes, we're coming back then in 6 months' time, and they're not sure, but they think there might be some teeth missing, like our adult teeth, so we'll work that out down the track. And if that's the case, they said they can do like implants or whatever, but just gotta wait and see because they might still appear. Also, your teeth are wobbly, aren't they, Mila?
Yeah.
I'm getting lost.
Sorry,
Mom, you know how I've been complaining about those tooth that day? How I was complaining like, Mummy, these two teeth at the front are hurting.
Yeah, they're wobbly.
And they also hurt when I touched them. So it was that the whole time. I knew it was going to be lost.
Who else did we see up here while we were here? Did we see Ellie?
Yeah,
Ellie! And she said she sees your book around here because she works here, hey? But we didn't spot it. We didn't see it. Anyways, guys, we're going to go take the kids out to like this little water park place and go get some lunch. I'm going to just enjoy the rest of the day with them. But I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.